Oh, okay. Am I live? Sorry, this is my first time going live here on YouTube. So I think I'm live. Let's go for it. So many of you watch my weekly readings, but aren't familiar with the fact that I do my lives usually on Facebook. But last week when I did my live on Facebook, it actually usually what I do is I film it live on Facebook and then I pull that off of Facebook. Like I download it from Facebook and upload it to YouTube. So it's quite a process, but I always loved because I love my community over there on Facebook. And so anyway, I wasn't able to do that. And so now here we are. Okay, good. I am live. Hi, Meg. Nice to see you. And so we're going to start we're going to try this here live on YouTube. I might be looking into some stuff. We've been looking at some different programs where I can maybe go live on both, but I don't know. This is just easy. So hi, Joy. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, this is good. We're going to kind of just figure this out together and see how this flows and see how this goes. But thank you guys so much for being here live. I want to talk about this beautiful energy that we're moving into. So first of all, if you are in my membership, and if you're not, I highly recommend it. But if you are in my membership, you guys are going to see the whole monthly overview. And I don't have that up yet, but I do have that filmed and recorded. I'm just working on editing that. But it is going to be a fantastic, fantastic month. And I have in that all kinds of tips and tricks for how to best navigate the month. But what this weekly reading is, for those of you who are new, is taking a look at the week. What do we have going on with the weekly energy, and how can we make the most of it? And this week, I think, is going to feel like a really exciting week. I talked last week about how we were moving out of Mercury retrograde in the middle of last week. And so now officially Mercury retrograde is over with, which is really, really nice. Although I'm finding that it's just kind of starting to feel like the energy is lightening up. It's just starting to feel like we are moving into lighter energy. So if you're not feeling like highly motivated, highly energized just yet, or much, much lighter, know that energy is coming. But I found that kind of myself and other people are sort of still working their way through the post shadow of this Mercury retrograde, and maybe not feeling as energized as they were expecting to. Okay. But I do feel like we're moving into that energy here in this week. When I connected with the messages for this week, the thing that came through loud and clear was that we need to be aware of that nagging feeling that we have. Now, what I want to clarify, that nagging feeling is not fear, right? So if it's a fear-based thought, if it's a worry, that's not the nagging feeling that I'm talking about. This is a nagging feeling that is gentle but present and kind of just keeps coming in again and again and again. Notice that nagging feeling that is coming in to give you some kind of an insight, some kind of a prompt, some kind of an awareness that we need to understand for our week, our month, our life, whatever this is about for you. But notice that nagging feeling, and I want you to not ignore that. Again, if it feels like fear, if it feels like worry, if it feels negative, that's probably not necessarily it, although we can have that nagging feeling and then have the fear come in after that. But you're going to have to feel that out. But notice what that is, because I think that there is a lot of clarity that's happening here this week. And I think that we are starting to receive these beautiful ideas and blessings from the universe. And I want you to pay attention to that, because I think that if we can take those ideas and then take action on them, that is going to be incredibly powerful. Okay. So whatever that nagging feeling is, making sure that you're honoring that you're listening to that. And this is a great time for us to start taking action. We currently have 0 planets in retrograde. We have 0 planets in retrograde until I believe it's about mid-April, okay? So what does that mean? That means that it's go time. That means that it's time to get after it, to go take these ideas that are coming in, because we're in Aquarius season. And to me, that's about innovation and ideas and new thoughts coming in, new perspectives coming in. Take that and use it to take inspired action. So this isn't about any old action. This isn't about, again, fear-based action or doing things to try to control the situation. This is about when I feel that intuitive prompt to take an action on something, to take those actions. Okay, so definitely notice that. I think we're going to get a lot of prompts for inspired action this week. I think we're going to see a lot of things just starting to happen for us where we don't even necessarily have to take inspired action, but the energy is moving forward. And I think that this is really, really exciting. I had talked back before the new year about the way that we were working through so much that was preparing us for a new chapter in our lives. I now feel like the new chapter begins, right? I think that we were leaning into it. I think that we are starting to get started with that. And then all of this energy just stopped us in our tracks and forced us to heal what was left over, to get more introspective. And now we get to really lean into this new chapter. I think where people maybe are going to be finding some challenges is in leaning into the new chapter, because I think, number one, things have been so challenging that it's going to be difficult to trust that things are going to work out. But I also think that in some ways, things have felt so stuck for so long that we may find this week that we're starting to just question, even when things are going better, even when things are moving forward and actually happening for us. I think that it will be difficult to have trust and have faith in some of that for some of us. And so the message here is to have faith, is to trust, is to allow it to develop, is to not block your blessings that are wanting to come through. I would also just really pay attention to just the insights that you're having about yourself right now, because I think that this is a very powerful time of clarity. I think that this is really incredible. We have so many swords in the tarot cards that I pulled, so you want to pay attention to what ideas, what insights are coming through, what am I now understanding about myself. I also really want to encourage us to take a look back on all of the work that we've been doing and take a look at how much progress we've made. I've noticed a lot with people in the past couple of weeks in the work that I do with my private clients. I've noticed so much progress with people, whether that's through having a new understanding, whether that's through making different changes, with things progressing, with things moving forward. But there's so much progress, and can we take a little bit of time to just acknowledge that for ourselves and recognize how far we've come? There was also something that came up in a session today, and it was actually something that one of my clients said to me that I absolutely loved. And I wrote that down for him, and he took that with him. So I don't think I have the wording exactly right, but it's something to the effect of, everything is aligning for me to move into the next level, or to move into the next phase of my life, or something like that. And I think that that's a really beautiful affirmation for us to use right now. Everything is aligning for us. Everything is aligning to allow for me to move into this new chapter, to embrace this new chapter, to make the most of everything that's coming into my experience. Everything is aligning for me. I think that's really, really beautiful. And I think that it's an important thing for us to consider, because truly that is what this energy is. Everything is aligning for us. Or you guys know my favorite affirmation by now, everything is always working out for me. But I really love the idea of everything is now aligning for me. So can we use that throughout this month, or throughout this week, or however long you feel called to use it, to just help to magnify the energy, I guess is what I want to say. So let's take a look at the cards. So we have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is us standing strong in our knowing, is us knowing, is us understanding, is us having clarity, is us knowing what belongs in our life and what doesn't, what needs to go, what needs to stay, what we need to do, what actions we need to take, right? We also have the Seven of Swords. So as much as we're aware of actions that we need to take, or we're thinking about, okay, how am I going to make this happen? How am I going to do this? What do I want to do? We also have to take a step back and ask ourselves, is the way that I'm planning to handle this a way that sits right with my soul, right? There's a lot of ways to make things happen in this world, but not all of them are going to feel good and aligned with your soul, right? So if you're in a situation where you are aware of a solution, but that particular way of doing that, or that particular solution, is going to cause you to go against your values, your morals, your knowing in your soul of what is right and wrong here in this world, then you are encouraged to find another way. In this Queen of Swords energy, you will find another way. You will find a solution. The solutions will come. The ideas will come. So we need to trust that here in this week, that the ideas will come and are coming. The next card that we have, another sword, is the Knight of Swords. Now, we're in Aquarius season, which is an air sign, which are very tied to swords. So I'm not surprised to see the swords. The Knight of Swords, taking action based on the ideas that we have, taking action based on the clarity that we have, taking action based on an understanding or a burst of inspiration that we have. So definitely lots of bursts of inspiration, lots of clarity coming up for us this week. Next card that we have here is the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is all about things happening, things finally happening, okay? So noticing, maybe there might be some things here in this week or in this month that are coming into your experience that you have been waiting on for a very long time. I love this energy. And it's like, I'm very aware of like the flowers here on this, right? And it's like blossoming, things are blossoming, things are happening, and we're choosing to allow things to blossom. I think that that is so important. And then the next card that we have here is the High Priestess card, okay? The High Priestess card, honoring our intuition, honoring our knowing, listening to what we know to be true logically, but also what we know to be true intuitively, right? And those things can be the same. Those things can work together in order to help us to make the best decisions for ourselves. Honoring, this is all about honoring that nagging feeling, right? What is that nagging feeling? What is sitting there that you need to know, that you need to understand? Last card that we have here is the Ten of Wands in reverse. And this is releasing a burden, releasing things that we have been carrying for a long time. I feel like intuitively that this is about a healing that has happened for us that we might not even necessarily recognize, but we have been doing so much healing lately. So recognizing the healing that has happened, that is happening for us, and understanding that we're letting go of blockages, of barriers, of burdens, of things that we are carrying that we didn't have business carrying to begin with, right? Maybe some of the things that we're letting go of are things that were burdens that we carried for other people, is in part what I'm feeling. And it's time for us to focus on using this energy right now to make the absolute most of our lives. And I think that we now, on the other side of these retrogrades, understand what that looks like, or are starting to understand what that looks like. And it's going to be a really powerful week. So I'm excited for this energy. If you're not feeling it quite yet, hang in there. I feel like it's coming in. So definitely as we move throughout the week and get further along in the week, it's going to get lighter and lighter. All right, guys, thank you guys so much. And thank you for bearing with me. It was a little awkward, a little different for me to do this live here on YouTube. I've got to get used to it, but thank you guys so much. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you would like to share this video, I would really appreciate that. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye.